This is a garden update for May 25th, 2016. We have a few things going on right now. You can see my compost pile in the back there. And these are my raspberry canes that we put in last year. And there's two kinds, Heritage and Boyne, I believe. And they've spread really well. I only had 10 plants in here, so there's that. I don't know if you can really see in the video, but there's 3 fruit trees back there I planted. We discovered this corner of the yard is solid clay, so we planted them in mounds, and we're hoping that they'll be okay. We dug a hole underneath too, a shallow one, but we'll see. They already have leaves on them, 2 out of the 3. So that's a good thing. Let's see. These are the 2 of the new raised beds I built the last few weeks. The far back one there has some potatoes planted, and some leeks planted in this one, and forget what else. Rutabagas, and a bit of kale, I think. Let's see. We have these beds I put in last year. This is one of the garlic beds. The garlic's about 10 inches tall. And it's just the end of May, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And then we have the asparagus bed, which I also put in last year. And we tried a little bit last week, and it was really good. So now we're just going to leave it to continue to establish. It needs to be weeded. Got these crazy weeds in here that are making me herbicidal. I don't know what I'm going to do about them, but let's see. I'm trying to remember what I planted in here. I don't think there's anything in here, actually. Oh, potatoes. This is the other potato bed. There's all these seeds. Something's in the air, this weed. There's all these little plants. I thought there was something else in there. But no, just potatoes. This is the beets. I don't know how these are gonna do. It's got all those weeds through it. You can see the beets here, but it's got all these Jesus things. And when you pull these out, they're on like a vine, and they just go all under. So I think I'm gonna actually dig this bed out at the end of the year. Maybe, I don't know, sift all the soil, or just replace it, but I need to dig it all out and get rid of all those weeds, and maybe put down weed mat or cardboard or something, but they're just too invasive. But they don't seem to be in every bed, just a few. Knock on wood. We have lettuce, all kinds of different types of lettuce. Got some leaf lettuce here. A few other things popping up. There's leaf lettuce, and then there's some head lettuce down here. We got radishes, mustard greens, and arugula in the back. And then the rest of the bed is spinach. So that's all doing pretty well. And this is the, not that you can tell with all the weeds, but this is a strawberry bed that I planted. They're the Carolina pine berries, they're called. They're a white strawberry. And there's one. A couple of them have taken. A couple I'm pretty sure are dead. And a couple I'm not so sure about. Like this one. It feels like it's solid in the ground. Like it doesn't wiggle too much. But there's no leaves or anything yet, so. And then there are others that don't feel so solid. But There's 4 or 5 of them. I planted like 30 of them in here, but there's only 5 or 6 I think that made it. But that'll be enough. They'll put out runners and we'll fill the bed. This is my beautiful pile of dirt and my lovely truck. I love that truck. I like this dirt too. I know that sounds like a strange statement to say you like dirt, but it's a little dry this year. It's a little more peat or something, so it's got this cracking going on, which I'm not a fan of. But it's a nice mix of peat, peat and sand and compost. And we live in a coastal region, so we have a lot of seafood compost goes into it. And the place we get it from is completely organic. So that's kind of a nice bonus. Some carrots. Whole bed full of carrots. This bed is half sorrel, which is a perennial that I put in this year. And the other half I planted with kale. I know this isn't really riveting when there's nothing coming up. But it will be soon enough. This is Jerusalem artichokes. And I planted the bed. I don't know if I can get back enough, but I planted the beds with my new seeding square that I got. It's very precise, and beds look really good. And this is a little bed I made for horseradish because apparently it's quite invasive. So I made it its own little bed, and wife likes that, so I'm looking forward to seeing it grow anyway. I like growing things even that I don't eat, so I just like to see how they grow. This is the onion bed. I had planned to fill this whole bed, but apparently I didn't plant enough onions, so I think there's probably like 500 in here, 400, I don't know, quite a few. And I'll fill the rest up with the shallots and whatever else I've got. I gotta clean this bed out. There's nothing in it but the mint that's in these 3. The other one's over there, but that one seems to not be coming back. But there's these 2 mint plants, and they're spreading everywhere, all throughout the bed. I thought those little cinder block squares would be enough to keep them contained, but they're crawling right underneath. So I may have to pull those out and make another little bed like the horseradish has, and put them in there. That's probably what I'll do. Oh, this is my happy right here. This is my haskap. I planted these 2 years ago. This one is enormous. They're 2 different varieties. One's more bushy and the one's more shrubby. This one, the little one's very spicy berry. And as you can see, I am doing my part to make the bees happy. And they are loving these. They call them honeyberries too, I guess, so makes sense that they would love them. And let's see what else we have. Just got some buds on the blueberries here. They seem to have grown quite a bit from last year. Sorry if the camera's jiggly, I'm getting eaten alive by the blackflies. And these are the Kent strawberries I planted last year. The larger ones. And I've got even a couple flowers right now. I think these are supposed to be June bearing, so they put out a lot of runners last year and filled the bed right up. I'm pretty impressed, and they look to be very vigorous and very healthy. So these are alpine strawberries. Initially, when I bought these, I thought they were regular strawberries. And then I realized they were the small ones when I got them home. They're only like, the biggest one you find is about an inch maybe, at most, half an inch tall. but they're really sweet, and they're very prolific. They grow all summer long, and should be seeing some soon. There's a couple flowers even. So that's oh, and we have the other garlic bed over here. So that's filling in nicely, and my chives came back. These are all chives. Oh, and they're seeding. Check that. Wicked. I'll harvest those seeds and plant more maybe. So yeah, there's another one in the far corner too, but lots and lots of chives. We like cooking with herbs a lot here, so it's a good thing. This is the in-ground bed. The in-ground garden has nothing. We're kind of behind. But we have some time off coming soon, and the next update, this will be awesome. This is oregano. It's come back for a second year. There's 2 more over there that came back last year, but they don't look happy right now, so maybe they didn't make it. Well, actually, this might be 2. There's 2 of them, but oh, it smells good. It's very lush. I just noticed it today. I gotta start cutting it and using it, or drying it, because that's parsley that came back. And parsley, although people say you should, for taste, plant it every year, but I let this one stay because I want the seed. You know, because, well, free organic seed is a big bonus. And I spend a lot of money on the garden, so anything I can get for free is a good thing. This is the second asparagus bed, the deeper one. It's a little more vigorous. We've got ferns already. So it needs to be weeded, but it's pretty coming along pretty well. And I love these forget-me-nots we get every year. I haven't the slightest idea why they're pink. If anyone knows, feel free to tell me. Something on the soil maybe, or I don't know, maybe there's a different variety of forget-me-nots that are pink. This is the rhubarb. I bought 5 plants last year, and they all seem to be doing really well. This guy's struggling a little, but he'll be okay, hopefully. Also needs some weeding. Not a priority right now. Getting the stuff in is the priority at this point. And we're about a week away from our last frost date. Well, actually, no, I guess we're about 3 days away from our last frost date, so yeah, that's what we got so far, and it's a bit of a mess, but oh yeah, and serviceberry tree. We have some cool things that were here when we got here, and the serviceberry tree is one of them, along with like wild bearded irises in the woods, and or not bearded irises, just irises, wild irises. There's serviceberry blossom. And the whole tree is really pretty. Now this tree, we've been here for 4 years, and I think this tree's been here for a while, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be thriving. I don't know if it's the location. There's a big maple behind it. There's a great big rock almost on top of it. I kind of wonder if we couldn't dig it up and move it, although it might be way too big to do that. The roots might be crazy, but anyway, I'd like to get some fruit off it. It always seems to dry up before we get it. Well, let's see, is there anything else? I think that's most of it. Anyway, we'll check in again in a month or so, and maybe sooner, and see how things are going. Thanks for watching.